Hello everyone and welcome back to the James Rambling Show, coming at you live on Friday night. Tonight's your host, James Bay.
Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Show. This is episode 11. So as you know, the guest came on, my friend Phoenix came on, and we just talked about all of that. We talked so much on that episode as to why that is 30 minutes or more than 30 minutes to be exact. So that was the last episode. The episode before that was episode 9, the hot food take episode, and this episode is to do with Scottish food. So this is Scottish comic that I have. So if you're wondering why that's there, well, that's the context, because it is to do with Scotland. And if you didn't know by now, if you don't know me that much, if this is the first time you're listening to this podcast, well, I am James, obviously. Well, I've already established this, but I'm from Scotland, which is where I come from, right? Glasgow, Scotland, that's where I come from. So, to entertain that idea, I thought, well, why don't I just make a podcast episode where I talk about some Scottish cuisines. So, the cuisines that I actually thought of go as follows: haggis, shortbread, fish and chips, and fry up. So for context, that's kind of the notes I was using. So, wait, I'm sorry, that must fail. I hope so glad that did not fall, because every time, as I would do, I want to test things out. So every time I try to test things out, the stand can get a little bit annoying sometimes. So just try to set things up here, trying to get all this sorted out so I'm not messing around and it doesn't look annoying when you're looking at it. And also, there's the books, those other books. I wanted to try change the scenery up, but I'm just freaking. I'm tangenting already. So, haggis. What is haggis? So, haggis is the sheep's liver. It is basically, it's the sheep's liver. That is haggis, right? As a kid, I actually did not like haggis, and I realised, over the years I had it again once. A few years ago, don't remember when it was, just something like that. Anyways, I had it and I realised, this is actually pretty good. So, there's that, shortbread. Now with shortbread, I've loved this all the time. Like, every time I've had shortbread, I'm like, yes, give me more, because I love the flavour. I love the entire package it comes with. It is non-stop great. It just keeps on going on better and better and better and better and better. It just goes better. It is so good that, just the best. Like, I just love shortbread. It's my thoughts on shortbread. So now, time for fish and chips. Now, this is not actually just a UK thing. It's like New Zealand does it as well. Like, every country probably does fish and chips that you know of. So yeah, it's just fish and chips in it. Yeah. So that's fish and chips. It's very popular. Just like haggis, it's very popular. So yeah, that is fish and chips. Fry up eggs, sausages, boiled tomatoes or whatever, fried bread, all of that. So that's fried bread for you. So I'm sure, not fried bread. That's the fry up. That's basically what that is. It is it does get too much for me. To me, fry up is basically the takeaway of breakfast, right? It's like one of those takeaways where you eat it and you're like, oh, this feels good, this feels good, this feels good, this feels good. And then as soon as you finish it, it's like, oh, this tastes disgusting. It's all fried and everything. And you realise that it's really bad for you. So that's that whole thing to do with fry ups and stuff. So yeah, that's the food I wanted to cover today. Well, speaking of food, I actually had really good dinner tonight. It's not often that I have a like food market food, but man, that was actually really good. I actually thought that was amazing. So what I had like rice, naan bread. I had all of that, your stereotypical and Asian food. Yeah, the dumplings were great as well. And, this might actually be a shorter episode because, there is a lot of Scottish cuisines out there, but I just wanted to, because there's not a lot to cover when it comes to this. Because I know I can write down 500 of these, but I don't want to go on for fucking 5 hours, you know what I mean? And also, bro, I just want to talk about Scotland for a bit, right? I'm just going to talk about Scotland, because I did, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did talk about Scotland, but I never went into detail about it. So, I guess this will just be the Scotland episode, right? So, Scottish food, Scottish comic books, stuff like that. So, Scotland is where I'm from, obviously. It has great scenery. I think it's amazing. And as I mentioned in the hot takes episode, the McDonald's in the UK or in Scotland, or basically there. Well, it is so much better than the McDonald's in New Zealand, right? That is just, it was absolutely terrible. Like, it is throwaway food. It is so bad that I literally, if someone told me, would you rather give up your life or eat that? Bro, I'm going to give up my life, right? I am not going to sit there and fucking eat fucking Macca's from New Zealand. Are you kidding me? Like, I know I talked about this in the last episode or the episode before this, before the guest episode, but Jesus Christ, it is not even that freaking good, right? Cronin, shut the fuck up, bro. The Macca's in New Zealand isn't even that fucking good. It's not even that good, right? They don't manage to fucking nail that premium. The chips, they don't freaking nail that either. They don't nail anything, right? And when it comes to Scotland and it comes to all of that, just stop calling us British as well, right? I need to clarify this, right? I am a Scottish individual. Do not call me fucking English. I am not English, I'm not Irish, I'm fucking Scottish, right? There's people that do this, right? There's people that do it, and there's people that say it, right? And if you fucking say to me that I am a fucking English person, you're fucking crazy, right? You're fucking crazy.
Lamau.
You're fucking crazy. I am so tired of this. I've had stories upon 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 stories of these people who say that like they have went into this experience where they're like, this person called me British today, this person called me fucking Irish, right? We are not Irish, Scot. We're not Irish, English, or Welsh. Get that through your skull.
Can't you,
Get that
delusional
through
fuck,
your skull.
get that through your thick
You know, something as
skulls.
Rag Reynolds would say, get that through that thick skull. Australia does not exist. Australia does not exist. So you came here, you actually came here for Scottish food? Well, I just gave you a rant about people like who don't understand the definition of a British person. They don't understand the definition of what a fucking British person is. Right, we need to like start a protest behind this stuff. Honestly, man. Honestly, I will fucking start World War III soon if you don't stop calling me British. But anyways, you know, no, I'm just joking. I'm not gonna start World War III. I was trying to find something funny to do here. Shit, man. This has been the James Ramlin Show #11. It's gonna be a bit of a shorter episode, but like, you get where I'm going with this. Hope you enjoyed the episode. This might be out earlier, you know. So, you know, there was so many ideas for this episode. This episode could have been the music episode. This could have been the, I don't know, tasting food episode or something, right? So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the James Ramblin' Show. So yeah, stay tuned for more episodes coming up. And also, this is actually the first episode of the James Ramblin' Show in March, because we're in March now. This is March 4th, 2022. So this is the first episode of March. The first episode of March. And March, if you don't know, you know, my birthday is in March. Right, so there might be a episode where I talk about my birthday. My birthday is not actually on a Friday when I record this, I don't think. Yeah, I will talk about that later this month, because it is later this month. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay safe, stay out of Ukraine, and goodbye. And I'm joking. You know what? I'm not going to talk about Ukraine and Russia. Right, let me just end this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.